Have you ever seen a bat bigger than a human? Do you think the legendary siren really doesn't exist? And you know what? This is the planet we live on. There are many animal body sizes. In fact, it was far beyond our expectations. Your impression of turtles may look like this, but there's actually another kind of tortoise that looks like this. Because of the earth, all snails are like this. But there's another kind of snail that looks like this. In addition to that, there are many different body types on Earth. It's actually much larger than we thought. But due to their memory, most are far from humans, so it's very difficult to see them in person. In this video, Black Soil Eggs, let's get to know the leaders together. Those are bigger than we imagined. 10 much larger creatures. Hello, I'm Black Rabbit. Leaders who enjoy this type of video, please give me a like and support. Thanks. 10th molar. This look in front of you, the cute guy is the sunfish. He is the existing system in the world. The largest bony fish. Launchfish can grow up to 5.5 meters in length. Weight can reach up to 3 tons or more. It looks like this guy's outside. It looks like a giant fish head. This fish is mainly distributed in tropics around the world and temperate waters. In the sea, it mainly resides in some seaweed and other small fish. But this fish looks scary though, but actually very docile. The disadvantage is that if you want to be fierce, you can't be fierce, because Fangenu's swimming speed is very slow. He simply doesn't have enough ability to hunt and kill other large fish. Instead, I am often preyed on by sharks and tigers. But even so, it doesn't affect his population at all. The main advantages of sunfish, it lies in his ability to reproduce. This is the most fertile fish known to man. He can lay up to 300 million eggs at once. This means he can give birth in one go. 300 million a child, if all 3 children grow up smoothly. That's 100 kids a day. It would also take 8,000 years to build. And of course, that's hypothetical, because all umbrellas cannot become Buddhas. The egg survival rate of sauerkraut fish is actually very low, only about 1/1000th of the 9th African giant snail. This is the largest snail in the world. Also less, counting snails that can kill humans. The African giant snail is also known as the African giant snail. This snail is native to East Africa. Its body length can grow up to 20 centimeters, weight up to 32 grams. This snail looks harmless to humans and animals, but it's actually very dangerous. In many places, actually, it is considered a pest. Especially larger. Amazing appetite. So in Africa, this snail is a major pest of crops. He eats almost all kinds of plants and crops. Sometimes when you can't find food, he even eats his own kind. This rigid digestive system is very powerful to replenish calcium to its own shell. It even has stones, cement and other moving bones are not spared. Very edible. And that's why the African giant snail is found in many countries, are classified as invasive species, because everywhere he goes, will eat a lot of native plants. Therefore, it will bring huge economic losses to the local area. In addition to that, he is also highly reproductive. A child in 1966, Hawaii, returned to Miami with 3 fat snails. It's only been 7 years. These 3 snails translated as many as 17,000. Huge population. It has brought huge benefits to local crops. It is said that the local government responded to these invasions. Snails cost millions of dollars every year. In addition, the reason why you are at risk, because this snail carries a lot of parasite, if without knowing it. The African giant snail. then there is a high chance of contracting disease and even death. It's pretty scary. 8th, moose. Deer, the stereotype that these animals leave behind. Most are vulnerable, because most of the deer animals that live in the wild, it's the prey of some food animals. But today this moose, it may subvert the cognition of many people. The moose is the largest living body in the world. It is also the heaviest animal. The body length of this deer can reach up to 3 meters or more. Shoulder height up to 2.4 meters. Weight can reach up to 1 ton or more. He may not look much from a distance, but as you get closer, you'll find this guy is definitely a behemoth. Big things. Throwing in a tall body is somewhat similar to a camel. The 4 slender legs are also somewhat similar to those of a camel. The bulge of his shoulder, it's similar to the hump of a camel. So people call this tall deer a camel. What about camels like deer? Lives at an altitude of about 2,500 km place, usually fooled in the temperate zones of the northern hemisphere, to the eye of a needle in a subarctic climate. It is a typical subarctic shade forest animal. In the Great Kingenling Mountains of our country and the northern Lesser Kingen Mountains, there are also year-round gyroscopes have few natural predators in the wild, except for gray wolves and Siberian tigers in North America. Sometimes will kill young deer and female moose. Basically, there are other animals can menace them. 7th, Atlantic halibut. Say flounder. Many leaders may be a little angry, but turbot or butterfly, I believe the leaders are more familiar with it, except for the flounder that leaders often eat. In fact, in the ocean, there's a huge flounder. This fish is called the Atlantic bimbo, also known as Atlantic yondi. The length of this fish can reach up to 4 meters, weight up to 300 kilograms. Lifespan is as long as 50 years. It is mainly found on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean, parts of the north. This fish usually lives under the sea, 2 kilometers deep under the sea. As we age, they will enter deeper waters. In other words, the larger the Atlantic Ocean, the scope of the enemy's activities is also deeper. In addition to that, like most flounders, except for being bigger, other characteristics are similar to ordinary flounder. It's also an emboldened fish. The meat is also very delicious all over the world. This fish is also caught for food, but the price may be higher than that of millet flounder, more expensive. The 6th, golden-crowned flying fox. This is a fox-like animal. It's the golden-crowned flying fox. He is not a fox, it's a bat. The golden-crowned flying fox is also called the golden-crowned fruit blessing. He's the largest living bat in the world. One of these bats can reach up to 1.5 meters. The maximum weight can reach more than 1.5 kilograms. It lives in the rainforests of the Philippines. Usually only live in sparsely populated primitive areas. Huge baifu in the forest city. In the wild, they mainly feed on various fruits, especially figs. More than half of their food are made up of wild fruits. Therefore, people also call it a blessing. Although the flying fox is like any other small bat, also carried with him, including many viruses, including the virus. So once bitten by him, it is also very dangerous. The 5th, Galapagos tortoise. As the saying goes, the 1,000-year-old bastard, 10,000-year-old turtle. So how long can a turtle live? This is the current fashion known to mankind. The largest tortoise, the Galapagos tortoise. This species lives in Galapagos, South America, Cox District Island. His body length can reach up to 1.2 meters. The maximum weight can reach more than 300 kilograms. Lifespan is as long as 200 years. How many years will they live? So far, a definite answer has been proved. Humans have a record. Lifespan of Galapagos phase gauge. reached 175 years. But how long did they actually live? We still don't know. Why do you say so? Because they want to go into the details of their lifespan. Very difficult. The main reason is the recorder often can't wait, a Canadian one, like a turtle from birth to death. The recorders have become old people. If humans want to know their exact lifespan, it may take generations to complete. This giant tortoise is a cold-blooded animal. He does it at dawn. You need to find a comfortable place. Get 1 to 2 hours of sun exposure. Absorb heat for your body. After basking in the sun, a day lasts 8 to 9 hours. He's foraging, he's eating. He is a herbivore. There are mainly some cacti every day, leaf lichen, and a variety of wild fruits. It mainly obtains the water it needs from plants. Therefore, they can survive without drinking water for a long time. Basically without water to drink food. That is to say, no food or drink. He can still survive for 18 months. Very impressive. Fourth, Andes condor. Many people know that eagles are big. But have you ever seen such a big eagle? This is the largest bird in the world. It is also the largest bird of prey in the world. His name is Andes condor. This guy is up to 1.3 meters long. Weighed up to 15 kilograms per show. The longest can reach more than 3 meters. His lifespan is as high as 70 years. Some can even live for hundreds of years. Camp Andes is a carnivorous bird of prey. They mainly feed on various large corpses. Is a cannibal. This bird is mainly found in Andes in South America, mountains, usually on rock walls 3,000 to 5 kilometers above sea level. Here they have few natural enemies except humans. The third, double kiss. Double kiss shallow mouth blessing is also called giant ocean blessing. The so-called lucky points are what we commonly call devilfish. But this double kiss, the shallow mouth lucky score is much bigger than the ordinary devilfish. This big guy in front of you, it's the largest stock in the world. The length of this stock can reach up to 9 meters. Weight can reach up to 3 tons. It is mainly found in tropical regions around the world and temperate coastal waters, usually within a depth range of 120 meters underwater. Activity. This item to be seen is generally lived alone. Only when mating season comes. Will appear in groups. Because his brain is more powerful than it is the largest of all fish. Sand's brains are 5 to 10 times larger. More through research. Sooner or later, lead-mouth floating powder is one of the few that can pass through the mirror. Like one of the marine animals being tested, and it's probably just like us. Have self. That is, the intelligence of speech may be very high. It's a lawyer animal. In the water, there are mainly small fish and plankton feeds. The two-door-pointed mouth of adulthood, except for some large sharks. Basically no other animals can threaten them. The second, missing jellyfish. This is the largest known body type in the world. The largest jellyfish. The missing jellyfish, also known as the Arctic gap jellyfish. This jellyfish only lives in the cold. The seas include the Arctic, Pacific Ocean north of the North Atlantic. It has a 3-star body that's 2 meters in diameter, weighed up to 400 kilograms. It has hundreds of tentacles. The length of these tentacles, the longest can grow to more than 30 meters. That's about the length of a blue whale. He also has a lot of stinger cells on his tentacles. These stinger cells can release venom. Once the human body is touched by his tentacles, we'll scratch our skin so that the venom can enter the body, cause human poisoning to death. This is called external beauty, but the mood is very fierce. In water, he mainly feeds on zooplankton and small fish. Basically no other animal can threaten him. The other thing is that this guy has beyond normal healing ability, even when attacked by other large aquatic organisms. Missing jellyfish can also be found in a short period of time, rapid cell. Some injuries are not only not missing, jellyfish bring pain. On the contrary, it will also help and promote your own metabolism to improve their aging tissues and systems. Very sick. The first king, sour-footed cow. Since ancient times, there is a lot of talk around the world about the sea. Strange legend. These sea monsters, it's often described as large, weird shape, 7 or 8 beasts and even several heads. It was terrifying. However, when people first discovered this potassium arcate, when it comes to oil, just found out, those sea monster legends are probably true. King acid base oil. It is a giant species that lives on the Antarctic continent due to the large size of this organism. Its body length can reach up to 10 meters, weight up to 1,000 kgs or more. He has 8 arms and 2 tentacles. The end of each tentacle. They have very sharp barbs. Extremely lethal. They live in the cold Antarctic continental sea. Usually expect the abyss at a depth of 4 kilometers. Sunlight cannot penetrate at this depth. It was pitch black. And this giant squid lurks in this terror. Under the circumstances of his eyes can glow, even in the dark. He can also easily hunt for prey in the deep sea. It's pretty scary. Okay, that's it for this video. Leaders who will make a fortune in the future. Remember to give Black Rabbit a like. Thank you.